Assalamualaikum, I'm Sarah. My metric number 273287, and I will introduce a little bit about the statutory bodies we have selected. The first one is the Board of Geologists. So the Board of Geologists was founded as a statutory body under the Ministry of Water, Land and Natural Resources with an intention to oversee the registration of geologists and control geology-related activities. This board will hear and resolve issues related to professional conduct or ethics for both registered geologists and practitioners. Number 2 is SITI. It is a statutory body created to maintain an equitable distribution and wealth over Peninsular Malaysia, that are Terengganu, Kelantan, Pahang, and Mersing Johor. SITI aims to accelerate its economic growth and as a catalyst for strategic and high-impact projects. Number 3 is YPM. YPM is created on 1st November 1968 with the main goal to support Malays and Bumiputras students in all fields of study by offering financial aid in the form of scholarship, loans, and other gifts. Number 4, UMP. UMP is a public university statutory body that was founded to mentor capital development personnel in both engineering and technological fields with 4 core products, which are technical knowledge, technical skills, soft skills, and entrepreneurial skills. Next, SIM is a statutory body that is owned and funded fully by the government, a mainstream of national education to produce Islamic scholars with integrated education.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I'm SYAZMIMI binti Abdul Aziz, metric number 273418. So let's continue with our methodology. So basically, the data that we use is security data, which we collect from the government institutions, journals, books, internal documents, newspapers, website, and other private resources. And our main focus for this study is actually to analyze the annual reports of 5 Malaysian statutory bodies, which are BOG, YPM, UMP, USIM, and SITI. And this methodology is actually to aid in comprehending the matters application in a broader way by offering a description of a research process. So, as stated before, the statutory bodies of BOG, YPM, UMP, USIM, and SITI were selected. So, we chose to analyze annual report for the financial year 2019 of these 5 statutory bodies for the purpose of our analysis. This is because we are interested in learning more about their organization's practices of good governance and management based on their annual reports. Thus, to aid our analysis, we choose to focus and analyze further for the specific dimension of audit committees, other committees, internal control, internal audit, stakeholder relations, and also the performance and assessment.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti QASIMAH binti RAHMAD, metric 272669. Now I will continue the presentation by explaining the audit committee and internal audit. According to the Treasury Circular, audit committee information should be under corporate information and the officer list should be included in the annual report. When it's related to the audit committee in the statutory body, only BOG and SITI mentioned the committee in their report, while the other 3 organizations had no information regarding it. BOG and SITI at least mentioned the committee members' name and state the committee consists of board of director members. Given that each statutory body income is derived from the public resources, auditing is crucial to obtain public confidence and trust. Okay, the public has the right to know where their money is being spent. And the audit committee should at least meet 4 times a year, but all the organization doesn't meet the requirement. Okay, BOG and YPM meet once a year, while SITI meet 3 times per year. They are the organization that meet frequently compared to the others organization. Next is internal audit. The requirement in Malaysia to adopt internal audit function is being in the public sector is documented in the Treasury Circular. All 4 organizations have their own internal audit units except for BOG. For any statutory body that does not have their own internal audit function, the audit the internal audit function should be carried out by the internal audit unit established under the ministries that regulate the department. Since BOG is under Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources, so the internal audit in the ministry should carry out its responsibility for BOG. Okay, so YPM and SYTI also discuss the internal audit responsibility and their objective that they intend to achieve in their report. So we can say that organization that mention their audit committee, internal audit function, indicate that their report is adhere to the Treasury Circular. That's all from me. Thank you.
The next issue we want to discuss is about other committees. There are different types of other committees such as Remuneration Committee, Risk Committee, Integrity and Governance Committee, and others. These committees have specific roles to help the board members in structuring and managing their tasks in an organization. Through our discussion, we agree that other committees like the Risk and Remuneration Committees are important to be established in an organization. Based on our selected statutory bodies, we found that only the Board of Geologists has a remuneration committee. This committee will perform certain tasks regarding several types of remuneration and termination payment of the senior managers, chairman, and board of directors. The remuneration committee shall be implemented by other organizations too, actually, because this committee will review and set detailed terms and conditions for the said payments, and they will also ensure fair and transparent rewards is given to the board of directors for their contribution. This is very crucial to avoid any misuse or misconduct of any cash or other financial instruments of the organization that will tarnish their reputation. Next, a risk committee is necessary for an organization as per our discussion, because this committee will help the audit committee that might not have enough time, skills or support in keeping an organization's operation and risk management framework under their watch. Besides, the risk committee will increase the organization's overall risk management level to perform risk assessment and will provide regular reports on risk-related issues. There are many risks to be managed by an organization. For instance, the risk for employees or third parties that do not comply with regulation like safeguards measures on environment, workplace safety, or code of conduct. Other than that, risks are related to the degree of default by the government, which mean the risk of the government not being able to deliver promises made and such during the election, and many other risks related to the statutory bodies.
Okay, next dimension is about the internal control. So in this dimension, we found that Treasury Circular in Malaysia specifies the necessity for the public sector enterprises to have a statement of internal control. And we also found that the International Organization of Higher Auditing Institution, which is TOSI, has produced a guideline on standards of internal control for the public sector in 2004, which is to help management in implementing internal control, particularly in the public sector. Besides, we also found that the Prime Minister's Department also released a recommendation in a letter which is indicating that implementing public sector internal controls in Malaysia is one of the ways to eliminate malpractice, fraud, corruption and misconduct. However, applying that all I mentioned just now, BOG, YPM, BNP, USIM and SYTI were assessed to have failed due to the lack of these internal control reports. This is because, according to a study of the annual reports of these 5 statutory bodies, there is no record of internal control basic in their annual report. Although it's already been highlighted in the Treasury Circular, we said that the corporate governance report should also include the statement of internal control in their annual report. We also found that these 5 statutory bodies 2019 annual report do not have this section on internal control. The goal of this section and statement of internal control is actually to examine the efficiency and integrity of the internal control system by identifying, assessing and managing risks encountered by BOG, YPM, BNP, USIM and SYTI. So, as a result of these 5 statutory bodies' inability to state their internal control in 2019 annual report, consumer of their annual reports may struggle to comprehend and assess their operation as well as the control mechanism that they use. Therefore, to give a reasonable confidence that activities are carried out efficiently and effectively, BOG, YPM, UMP, USIM and SYTI must assess and maintain solid system of internal control and risk management and risk management processes to guarantee excellent corporate governance.
Assalamualaikum and hi. I am Nasuha, metric number 273411. Now I will continue the presentation about the stakeholder relation. A successful organization must maintain positive relationship with others and be aware of who will assist them in moving the organization forward. One of the advantages of having a good relationship with stakeholder is that it can assist organization in building trust. According to the Treasury Circular, employee remuneration and compensation fall under the chairman's report. Each annual report of the statutory body should express gratitude to the members, management and other parties who have contributed to the organization's success. However, based on analysis of the 5 statutory bodies, only 2 included in this information in their annual report, which were UMP and SRDC. UMP rewards its employees through fixed contribution plans, short-term employee benefit and also the long-term employee benefit. Meanwhile, SRDC offers short-term employee benefit and the contribution plan that includes the EPF contribution. As a result, it appears that BOG, YPM and USIM did not comply with the Treasury Circular because this information was not disclosed in their annual reports. The following section is about employee engagement. YPM indicates that its organization discloses the percentage of employee involvement in the cost. Meanwhile, SRDC prioritizes thorough preparation and the proper implementation of high-impact initiatives and programs for its employees. However, other statutory bodies such as the BOG, UMP and also USIM do not have any data on this section. A high percentage of employee involvement can be beneficial to the organization because it demonstrates that the organization values its employees. Moreover, customer complaints are also an important factor in maintaining relationship with stakeholders. If the organization is able to resolve all of the complaints, it shows that they are very concerned about the welfare of its customer. However, only USIM disclosed the percentage of total complaints resolved in 2019, which was 85%. This high percentage indicates that USIM is very effective in resolving student complaints. Collaboration with other parties is also very important because it can increase the visibility of a statutory body, especially if they always work with well-known parties. According to the analysis, the YPM, UMP, USIM and SRDC have extensive involvement with other parties both locally and internationally. So that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is HIDAYAH binti KAMARULZAMAN, metric number 273343. So I will continue the presentation for the performance and evaluation. So, performance and evaluation is basically a process or procedure used to measure how well the people or organization perform their job or responsibility in order to achieve their objective or goals. So in the public sector, or more specific, the federal statutory bodies, they are responsible to provide service to the public. So it is important for them to report the achievement of the programs, activities or projects that were held by them in the annual report. The report of the achievement basically need to be reported separately for each of the programs as stated in the Treasury Circular. So generally, the achievement or the performance of the programs or activities held by the organizations are measured by looking at their KPI, which is key performance indicators, as well as the outcome and impact of the programs. So based on the analysis of 5 statutory bodies, there are only 3 of them which are UMP, USIM and East Coast Economic Region Development Council, SRDC, have reported the targeted and achievement of the KPI in the annual reports for the year 2019. Meanwhile, the Board of Geologists, BOG, UMP and SRDC reports the outcome and impact of the programs held by the organization for the year 2019. So, therefore, we can conclude that only YPN, which is Yayasan Penajaan Malaysia, did not report any performance and evaluation of their activities for the year. Okay, from the whole analysis of the 5 different statutory bodies, we can conclude that SRDC is the one that is most compliant with the Treasury Circular in preparing their annual reports for the year 2019. Meanwhile, the Board of Geologists, BOG, is the one that is most non-compliant with the Treasury Circular. Therefore, we advise that each of the ministries need to have good control over the statutory bodies under their management and need to coordinate the preparation of the annual reports by statutory bodies under its supervisions to make sure that the annual reports are in compliance with the guideline as stated under the Treasury Circular. So I think that's all from our group. Thank you.